Be sure to check out the Moving Iron podcast with Casey Seymour and Machinery Pete, with new episodes released every Thursday. You can find Moving Iron on all the popular podcast platforms, plus agweb.com and Farm Journal's YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Tractor Tales, folks. Last year's Memorial Day parade in Indiana, we got to check out a 1937 Farmall F20.
They made about 150,000 of them. My grandfather had an F20. It's not that one, unfortunately, but he had one like that, so I wanted one like his. Early 90s, I think like 93, 94 was when I got into the old tractor hobby. This one was actually in pretty good shape. I bought this down to New Paris, Indiana. It's my oldest tractor. Ironically, it was in the best shape of my 3 antique tractors. I had that one running the night I got it home. Not well, but it ran. There's still a lot of guys collecting old tractors. I don't think it's as trendy now as maybe as it was 20 years ago. But you know, a lot of the old guys have died off. We got a lot of newbies to the hobby now. Our group is Americana Antique Engine Society. We've been doing this, I've been doing it since the mid-90s, and I don't know, Roger, Tinney, one of our charter members, was doing it years and years before that. So it's neat to get the old stuff out and play with it. I get almost every parade, I get at least one person that comes up to me and says, hey, my grandpa had a tractor like that. I drove one like that. Well, let's see, it's been running in parades since the mid-90s. As long as I can keep running parade, I will. But we do 3 or 4 shows a year. We do 4-H fair on and off. We've done Strawberry Festival. Kind of depends on what the feature is at the different shows. That one's got an aftermarket road gear in it. It'll do 14 or 15 miles an hour on the road. My grandfather's F20 did not. It came from the factory with steel wheels, and it would only he put rubber on it, but it would only go 4 or 5 miles an hour. And my dad, he lived in Dowagiac during the winter, and my dad would drive that F20 from Dowagiac out to his farm on the outskirts of town. He said it took half a day. John Deere kept a lot more of their records than IH did. When IH basically went out of business or sold the agricultural end of it to Case in 1984, and a lot of those records got destroyed. So unless it was your family tractor and you knew the history of it, you really can't. We're hoping that someday somebody finds these boxes of records in a barn somewhere and makes them available.
Patriotic indeed. A lot of parades happening this weekend. Thanks, Greg. All right, when we come back, if corn prices weren't bad enough, fertilizer prices are on the rise again. As the financial outlook fades, farmers say something has to give. That's our Farm Journal report next.
You're watching U.S. Farm Report. Trusted, timely, tradition.